Hey everybody, it's Victor Pisano. Thanks for listening to another edition of the Powercast from Charge Up. When I speak, a lot of times I'll have a Q&A session at the end. One question that tends to come up a lot is, what do you attribute your success to? Now, there are the obvious answers that one would be inclined to give, such as, my passion or perseverance, the hard work that I put in, the patience that I have. Don't discount those. Absolutely, those are part of the equation. But I give a different answer, and I give a different answer on purpose, and that's because I want people to think beyond the obvious. I want people to understand that there are more things that contribute to their growth than just things such as education or the internal skills that we have. You see, there's no such thing as a solo success. In other words, it takes people around you to build you. You cannot climb the mountain alone. You need a map. Well, the map is that support system. So when people ask me that question, I always respond family and friends. And they tend to look a little bit dazed. And I explain to them, you see, my success is attributed to the support I had from family and friends to go a little farther, to think a little bit more, to discover patience, to accept failure. I'm going to probably rank that highest on my list. One of the attributes that my father had, who was my role model, my life mentor, when we talked about failure, he was never disappointed in the failure. He was concerned if I was going to learn a lesson from it. And that's a beautiful thing growing up as, a 10, 12, 14, 16-year-old, when you did talk about something that was perceived as a failure in your eyes, to have an adult, a parent that gives you so much respect and who you admire, not necessarily go off the deep end, but try to really understand what the situation is. It really created the adult in me today and how I treat others and how I treat failure with my own kids. This generation really looks at failure as such a harsh reaction, when in reality, failure is a stepping stone towards success. Failure is not a bad thing, but you see, that lesson came from family. And then I mentioned friends. It's that inner circle, those people who are like-minded, those that support you in your mission, those that understand what you're trying to achieve. You rally around them, and all of you, all of a sudden, not only have this lifelong friendship, but you support each other's dreams, and you're there 24/7 to help, to assist. And it's an incredibly special thing when it's not just you going through adversity. It's not just you going through a struggle. Even better, it's not just you celebrating. It's a group of people who have a common link together. And that common link is a desire to succeed. It's a greater purpose. And that's why when I do speak, I tell people, as you get older, in your mind, you think that this circle of friendship just continues to grow year after year after year because of new experiences and discoveries and through your job. But in reality, once you become mature enough to actually be self-aware, it's the opposite. That circle tends to shrink a little bit because you want to stay with like-minded people, and those that aren't so much like you anymore become acquaintances. And that's not a bad thing. Acquaintances are still friends. They're just not the ones you may consult with. That inner circle really become your consultants of life. And those are family and true friends. So when I give that answer, family and friends, that attributed to my success, it may catch people off guard, but what I want them to understand is, are you recognizing the people right in front of you who want you to succeed? Because if they are there, and if it comes to your mind, yes, I do have those people, are you thanking them? Are you recognizing the sacrifice and the commitment they're making to betterment of you? Do you see those things, or are you blinded by it? Do you think it's natural? Do you think it's normal? Because let me explain something to you. It is not normal. Not everybody has a secure family system that is willing to assist them in every step of the way through school, through college, through life. We are all not so fortunate to have that. You see, this can be a cruel world. There are actually people who do not have a strong support system around them in their own homes. When I talk about gratitude, and if you subscribe to Charge Up, and when I say subscribe, I mean read the blogs, listen to the podcasts, look at the stuff we have on social media, you will know that my word is gratitude. Gratitude is what makes this world go round. If you've got a family that supports you, my God, you've got to understand how gracious you should be. People who don't, let me tell you something. I can almost guarantee there is somebody in your life pushing you. You have a mentor somewhere, and they're probably at the top of your mind right now. It could be a teacher, a neighbor, someone from church. It could be a friend, but there is somebody in your life who is pushing you. You need to be drawn to that person, because if you're not getting it at home, you've got to find where it is. And if that person is right there, then you need to be with them. You need somebody to push you. You need somebody to tell you the hard truth, give you the big facts about life in general and what you're doing in your journey and if you're on the right track. You need people to help you stay in that lane and not turn right, turn left when you shouldn't, because your dream is right in front of you and you're so close, you've got to keep pushing. If you don't have that person at home and you're still in high school, is there that teacher that understands you? Do you have a favorite subject that you're doing really good in that you can develop a relationship with that teacher and explain to them that you have a passion for this subject? This is something that is so intriguing to you and you want to learn more. Have those conversations with educators and let them help you discover your purpose and your passion. Do you enjoy art? Do you enjoy being creative? Find people, find a community that embraces those same attributes, those same skills, and find others within that group to help mentor you along. There's school counselors as well. Talk with them. Let them understand what your dreams and aspirations are. Now let's move. Let's go toward the college level. Let's say you still don't have that support system. Within the college level, there are so many organizations you can be a part of like-minded people that focus on your specific traits that inspire you. Find those groups. Be involved. You've got to be involved. That's the key to this thing. You can write it down and research and look at it, but you got to step outside your comfort zone and actually take action. Once you take action, it's still going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but once acceptance takes place and you find commonality, connection will occur. And once connection occurs, you are going to have such a secure feeling of acceptance and growth. And that's when crazy things start to happen in your life and you start accomplishing things that you didn't even think you could accomplish. The bar will raise itself. Let's take the next step. Let's go into your first job. Everybody's going to walk in that place and they are going to be scared out of their mind. They can say they're confident, but on the inside, there always is going to be self-doubt. There's going to be fear. You walk into that place with an open mind and a vulnerability and an attitude of learning, the right people are going to be attracted to you. You see, if you start hanging around with the people who complain about work, you're going to become one of those people who complain about work because all they're looking for is recruits. They just need someone to support their opinion. And if you support their opinion about a bad boss, if you support their opinion about a bad job, guess what? Their ranks just grew by one. Their membership is growing and they're pretty excited. But if you go against that and say, I'm not even going there, I'm not going to have a negative frame of mind walking in here. I'm looking for the people who are positive. I want to be around those top performers because I need to listen, observe, and learn because that's where I want to be. I want to excel. I understand that there are going to be good days and bad days. But as long as the good days outnumber the bad days, then I'm fine. Things are going to be just fine because I've got a mindset of success. I've got a mindset of doing things with a greater purpose. That's where you really become successful in the workplaces. If your first step into your career is one of aspiration, then guess what? There's no difference between Monday and Friday because you love what you do. And that's what's important. And as your career progresses and as you move towards middle management and senior management, that's going to follow you. And I tell people this all the time, and I believe in it 100%. What we feel inward will be projected outward. In other words, if you are confident, if you believe, if you have passion for what you do, you don't have to say a word because your body language will speak for you. Your smile, your empathy, your connection to others, the way you lead, you will become a servant leader. You will put others first. You will celebrate their success and want to be away from the spotlight because you take pride in things like that. You want to watch them win. That's what makes incredible, incredible leaders, and that's what we need. Now I'm going to flip this conversation. I'm talking to a single person when I'm saying these are the things you need to look for. I want to talk about those of us who are around my age, let's just say up there, make it real simple, but there has to be a point in your life where you recognize things are going good for you. You recognize that you've developed the talent and the skills necessary to perform at a high level. You are exceeding expectations. You are in a very good position with your job, your marriage, the relationship you have with your kids. You're involved in the community. See, all these things are going right for you. But now here it comes. I firmly believe you have an obligation to pay it forward. It is your job to step up and help others on their journey, because somewhere along the way, I guarantee you, somebody stepped up and helped you on your journey. Let's go back to the beginning. Was it family or was it friends? Somebody along the way decided to take you under their wing and push you and make you do things you weren't capable of, but you did it. And it took you to places you never thought you would be. And now look at yourself today. It is your turn to pay it forward. It is not a responsibility. It is an obligation. You have got to look for people who need assistance, whether they're in your trade or outside of your trade. If you recognize somebody who looks aspiring, who has the body language of confidence, who seeks mentorship, step up to the plate. Sure, you're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to introduce yourself. You're going to ask them a little bit about themselves. But they're most likely going to be a friend or a friend of a family. You're going to be in an environment that there are other friends. It's not like you just pull someone over in the street and start talking to them. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is find the people in your own group, in your own circle, whose family and friends are looking for somebody. They are desperate to learn. There are other ways to do this as well. There are mentorship programs in every high school. Volunteer, go give of your time. Help some of these people realize they have potential, because right now, you'd be amazed at how many people you may sit down with in a mentorship program who, when you ask who their influences are, they will not say mom, dad, brother, or sister, because those people aren't there in their lives. They may not tell you anybody is there to support them, and you cannot be blown away by this. You have got to immediately let them know you accept them. You have to immediately let them know that they can feel secure because you're going to do everything you can to help. And if it costs you a few bucks to get some help for them, such as resources like books, going to speaking events, taking them to a Toastmasters if they're interested in public speaking, going to an art show because they really aspire to be an artist, little things like that. My gosh, that is a simple investment, and the return on investment is incredible because you're shaping the mind of somebody. And one day they're going to look at you when they are successful and they're going to say thank you. And you're going to feel like, okay, I got it and I gave it back. But you've got to tell that person, it's your turn now. It's your obligation to pay it forward. See, that's the beautiful thing about life. If we all take paying it forward as an obligation, if we all take on the responsibility of helping one another, if we accept the fact that gratitude is what makes the world go round, can you imagine the impact we all make if we would just give 1% more of ourselves? That's amazing when you put it all together and you think of the amount of people in your community, the hundreds of thousands of people just right there in your life stamp. You can make an effect. It can ripple so far into the ocean that you'll never really even understand the impact you made because you can't see how far it goes. So here's the lesson in all this. What made you successful? Think about it for a little bit. What made you successful? Take away the obvious. We know it took hard work. We know it took perseverance. We know it took a certain spirit to achieve the things you did, but dive deeper. Go much deeper than that. Where did you get those qualities and traits? You got them from somebody. Reach out to that person today if they're still alive. Call them. Don't text, don't email. Have a personal connection. Call them today and thank them. Let them know how you're doing. Give them some credit for your achievements, but take action. Show gratitude. I sincerely appreciate everybody's support. Charge Up has grown so much in 11 months that it blows my mind. Gratitude is, I can't find a word bigger for what you have done to make this community larger, because for me, it's not about the likes. That is superficial. For me, it's about growing the community and trying to make a positive impact. It's for aspiring leaders. It's for experienced leaders. And if you listened and didn't just hear this podcast, you heard me talking to both the aspiring leader and the experienced leader. I addressed both of them right in one conversation. So there's a lesson for everybody here. That's what Charge Up's platform is all about. It's about leadership, character, and integrity. And I encourage you, follow more, read the blogs, go back and look at some of the podcasts, watch some of our videos. There is so much special content there that I guarantee you will influence and help you change, will better your career. You will find ways to improve yourself, and that's the goal. I hope you have a great day. I'm humbled to lead. Thank you so much for your support. Have a great day, my friends, and don't forget, charge up.